Hey friend, so I want to overclock my e-bike and turn it into a 4x4. Is this a good idea? I'm not entirely sure, but if the first two steps go well, I then want to take dinghy patrol to the next level and tow my inflatable boat with my e-bike down to the boat launch and go on a solo overnight camping mission. That is, if we can solve our first biggest problem, which is this thing's just complete lack of power.
Now, don't get me wrong, this bike has always looked cool, but that's where most of its positives end. The durability also left a lot to be desired, as I already fried the battery from just getting it wet. And so I learned a lot by tearing everything down and rebuilding the first battery. And after doing that, I thought, why not build a bigger, more powerful battery? And once doing that, I thought, why stop there? Let's just replace everything.
But it came originally with a 500 watt motor. It could barely even get me up the smallest of hills, and it took forever to accelerate. So I then upgraded this piece of junk with a better 1500 watt motor and a new controller, and this upgrade was a massive performance increase. Why stop there with just one motor? So I ordered a second 1500 watt motor and got rid of the front wheel that wasn't doing anything before. And when this second motor came in, I wasn't quite sure how I was gonna make them both work together, because now I have two controllers, two motors. How is this all gonna work off one battery? Do I need multiple throttles? Like, what am I gonna do here? So after a panicked late night session of trying to figure out how to get the two controllers to communicate together and work together off one throttle, I don't just have the upgraded controller, but I've got a second controller underneath with two thumb selectors all running off one throttle. So this new battery I built actually puts out twice the amp hours, and both controllers are in this top tube bag here with the wiring going to the associated spots on the bike to the front and the rear. At this point in the build, I've essentially changed every single different part on this bike. And so the only thing that's left that's really stock is the frame itself and the front headlight. I've dialed it back a little bit so the throttle response to both controllers is actually different. So the front wheel just takes that extra little moment to throttle ramp in, and that's given me just like incredible acceleration. And now this thing just absolutely crushes hills. Like it's an absolute blast. I might have gone a little bit overkill, but at this point I still haven't found its peak threshold of performance. I haven't squeezed everything I can out of it. And that's where I got this ridiculous idea of towing my boat with this bike. So next up, we're gonna build a contraption off the back of this bike, so that way we can actually tow the boat. And I think I have an idea that's gonna work. And when it comes time to test drive it, we're gonna capture all the perspectives with the new X3 360 camera, and hopefully just, for better or for worse, see how my e-bike monstrosity holds up to towing something much heavier than the bike itself. Let's get to some fabric cobbling. Okay, this like 50% of the way works. I'm gonna grab some scrap metal quick and fab up sort of a thing for here. One sec. That is quite a nice angle, if I do say so myself. And I've got ground clearance. Do you think this whole thing's gonna work, miss?
Yes.
You think so?
1, 2, 3, go!
Whoa! I think that went about as good as I could have hoped that to go. It feels like you're towing a boat. No doubt in my mind that 3,000 watts is going to be enough to get the job done here. I was barely getting into the throttle at all, and it was aggressive. This is ridiculous, and this is also going so much better than I had originally thought. Nothing catastrophic has broken so far. So I got a solar panel out there on the back and a bunch of gear in it, because why not charge the e-bike while you're driving in the sun? That sounds like a pretty winning combination to me. Bumps on the road have not been my friend. Oh my goodness, that's so sketchy. Hold it together. I'm just white knuckling this handlebar so tight. This is one of those you need to hold on situations. Oh my gosh. The amount of sheer relief I feel to have gotten it here is substantial, to know that this part of the journey is over for now. And can I just say, if you've made it with me this far into the video, it's great to have you, and I'd love to have you stick around. So click that subscribe button. Let me know what other crazy ideas you want to see me try next. And to support the channel, I've got a merch line, Left Coast Supply Co., because we're on the left coast, and that's my production company, Left Coast Media House. So we've got some awesome merch. I'm actually here back at my dad's shop real quick, and I wanted to tell you about these surfboard bottle opener sets and coasters that we're making, getting ready for the holidays. So if you wanted a sweet handmade coastal inspired gift for someone in your life, we've got you covered. These are pre-orders up on the website right now. Extremely limited quantities available of these sets. So if you're interested at all, don't miss out. Head over to the Left Coast Supply Co. website. Get on it. I've just got a lot of ideas, so thanks for being here with me. Let's get the boat ready to head out on the water. I'm always pleasantly surprised and delighted by British Columbia weather when it delivers a day like this in what is the beginning of our rain season. It is hot out, hotter than I expected. I'm still just so giddy inside for the progression to this moment. I mean, sure, it's just we're taking the boat out, but the silliness of the whole e-bike towing thing, that pulling that off just still has me quite giddy. But when I had loaded it up with the gear and put the motor on and kind of had everything on, it was just definitely way too much weight on the boat. So bit of a miscalculation on that part there. So I actually had to stash the motor at the boat launch ahead of time, and so it wasn't truthfully authentic in the sense of taking everything with me on the e-bike right up to the boat launch. That didn't quite go as I planned.
I'm gonna head right over there. There's a little outlet of a smaller river that heads up to a small lake. Well, it's time to put the hip waders on because we have definitely ran out of water to boat through. Right up ahead is the lake. Oh man, this is at least top 5 lakeside campsites I've ever had. This is pretty special. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't really pack that much food, or I packed some food, but I didn't really pack interesting food. I'll show you what we've got on the menu. I basically just packed craft dinner because I was not very prepared and I was packing for this a little last minute. And as I was setting up camp and just enjoying the transition into the evening here, I've just been hearing all these little splooshes on the water behind me, and you can see all these little ripples, and I don't know what kind of fish in there, but there's fish in there that are feeding. So I think I'm gonna pull some of the fishing gear out and try to see if I can get one on. Well, good morning. It's another really beautiful day out here. I did not catch a fish last night, and that is something I would like to do before this trip comes to an end. Before I pack up all my gear to head out, I wanted to share some quick filmmaking tips with you. And something that's always been an annoyance for me when I go out and shoot action stuff. It has always been a pet peeve of mine when you are filming yourself and you have the selfie stick in the shot. I've never really liked those shots, and so one of the ways to get around that you've been seeing throughout this video is by using these 360 cameras. What I've learned about getting the best angles from this is that it actually looks really good to kind of just be center of body away from you. So I found if the angle starts going up too high, when you reframe that, it ends up not showing quite the perspective that I appreciate. So I bring the angle down, so I'm not pointing it straight up. I bring it down kind of just directly out from my body. And then I basically just work in a clock. So I think, okay, what action am I doing? We're driving the boat. I'll hold it in a forward motion in a way that feels natural, and I'll get a shot here for 15, 30 seconds. And then I'll reverse and I'll do one behind me at 6 o'clock, and I'll get this perspective for 30 seconds or so. And then maybe I'll do the side angle. So I just try to get all 4, maybe it's more like a compass than a clock. I try to get my 4 perspectives captured, and maybe the off angles in between, whatever's gonna look maybe the best with the background there. There's this longer selfie stick that they have. I'm not sure what this model's called. I'll put it up on screen, but this is like their big one that goes out to 300 centimeters. And you can get the camera really far away from you and get these drone-like perspective shots without needing to actually fly a drone, which is seriously very helpful. So that's all to say that I really appreciate using Insta360 action cameras. And I actually reached out asking if I could do a sponsored video because I just really like the product. And I actually did a previous video to this one, a first look at this new Insta-X3 camera. And they've come out with a larger sensor, a larger touch screen, while also keeping all the same action camera features. So it's still waterproof, it's still small and mountable, lightweight, and you can use it on all your adventures. So I highly recommend, if you're finding some interest in the types of shots that I've gotten with this, that's a really good video to actually go watch because I talk through some of the features. But this camera, I think the primary thing that people might misunderstand is that it's actually very easy to edit with this footage. You can just load the shots on your phone, on your computer, and you can just reframe it however you want. And that is truly powerful. This is just a very helpful way for making sure that you actually capture those special moments. And you can find out more information from the link in the description, and that's actually helpful to me if you do that. So if you check out those links, and if you ever want to purchase one of these cameras, using my link below is a way to support the channel. So of course, I always appreciate that. Yeah, I think that's enough talking about some camera stuff. Let's get the camp packed up, and I want to go catch a fish. That's something I would very much like to do that. Okay, walked the boat through most of the shallows there. And now it's deep enough to get the motor going. And this is such a beautiful spot. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but I'm just amazed at what beautiful weather this is. Getting right up on October here. And also I'm really thrilled to be out here. Well, that just got pretty gnarly. I just got through it, but there's a big, long section of river there where there's the wind is basically lined up perfectly to build these white cap rollers.
What kind of footprint do you think those are? That's pretty big.
Well, I'm having a lot of fun, but I'm not getting any bites. There keeps doing jumps all around me, and I've changed my fly 4 or 5 times. I've been trying different depths, but the fish are besting me today.
So it stays true to form of my current ability that I don't know what I'm doing. And truthfully, it's kind of enjoyable to pick up a new thing and just have to embrace just sucking at it. That is, I'm okay with that. I will say, I would love your support. LEFTCOAST Supply Co., my company. I'd love if you head over to the website and checked out some of the designs over there. We got some new stuff coming that I'm quite excited about. We got a dinghy patrol shirt that I'm in love with. I'll catch you in the next video. And remember, life's better when you make stuff. Peace.